Boom. Hey, internets. Wanted to address this. I got off the phone. Actually, had the phone call a day or so ago with an influencer who I think we know each other purely from YouTube. So he subscribed to my channel and he has an amazing. He has a couple things going on, but really music production is kind of this YouTuber's area of expertise. So at some point he thought it was a good idea, which you might have also, which is probably the reason that you've clicked onto this video. The idea to do merch, and it's very natural to think of that when a lot of us as influencers have to create a source of income that's not through AdSense or through the way Google pays us, right? And I always say it's more of an indication of what kind of influence you do have. At the point that I'm recording this, I'm somewhere around 1.6 million views a month, somewhere in that neighborhood, which is a lot of people. I get somewhere around 200 new subscribers a month, which is decent. It's decent. All of my friends that are YouTubers have way more followers, and depending on how hard they're going at it, if they're giving it the full Gary V try in effort, there's varying levels. But my situation is different because I've been working with companies while I've developed this channel. In any case, you're thinking of different ways to make money off of your following. Selling t-shirts, selling merch is a natural inclination. So just wanted to share a little bit without going into detail about who the person is, because that's not important. He's probably gonna see this, so shout out to you. I didn't tell him I was gonna make this video, but the more important thing is that you get some value out of it. The biggest thing I want to say, it's tougher than you think. So we kind of quickly went through the ups and downs. He slowed down now and really concentrated on doing online courses, which is much more profitable versus giving it a go for about 3 years of really trying to sell merchandise via the channel. And so for any influencers that are about to go that route, I just want to make you guys aware of some of the things that can be difficult when you're trying to do this thing, and so that you might maybe approach it in a better way. So you want to create stop losses, I call them, or just a certain amount that you're willing to put into the project, which is both effort, time, and money. You always want to gauge like what kind of return it's giving to you, right? And then there's always sort of the perseverance, and you got to keep pushing through. So you do have to be dedicated, but I just want people to understand what they're getting dedicated to. This certain individual, which is like a lot of people's stories, was doing everything. It was a one-man team, so getting shirts printed, had a go at getting custom apparel done in China, had it sent over, and in the time that he had the whole operation done, I mean, I think over 3 years, the actual profit was somewhere around $20,000, which versus the effort that you're gonna put in is gonna be a lot. The big distraction, though, that I want to point out, or I guess the negative thing to come out of the story, is it might be pulling you away from what your main thing is, or what could be your main thing. Obviously, it's really popular right now to do courses. I've been trying to get a course off the ground, which is intuitive because my channel is a how-to. But looking at courses as a comparison, there almost isn't a comparison because there's no product that you have to physically sell, right? It's like intellectual product. You're giving people files, you're giving people access to video, and that sort of thing. So if I just compare the two, the benefits of having an online course is much better. But let me deep dive a little bit. So getting the product done is one thing, and we talk about that in this channel a lot. Teespring has partnered with YouTube, which is a smart collaboration, and this is another company that's a third party that will produce the products and make it easier for you to just sell. So for my guys that are watching this that are influencers, I would heavily recommend you take a look at Teespring, and there's a bunch of companies that compete and do the same thing that Teespring does, but they basically offer the manufacturing and the shipping, so the fulfillment part of the product. So they take the risk out of it. Are they going to charge more than you getting shirts shirts screen printed yourself and sent to you? Of course, but remember, they're taking all of the risk out of it. Okay. Now this is an ad for Teespring. No one's paying me to do this or to give you the information. I just want to know that what you're getting in for. So my friend who had the t-shirts at his house or you know, wherever you're going to store it, if you're a smaller YouTuber, maybe it's going to end up in your apartment. He would be sewing tags, he'd be putting hang tags, packaging, printing out shipping labels, figuring out which way to go, which typically if you're in the US, USPS is the cheapest way to go. And then figuring out if orders are international, which way you're going to do postage for that. Packaging everything, if you're going to have marketing in your packaging, so if you're printing out cards that say, hey, please Instagram this and tag us, etc., etc. Remember, that could be a one-person operation if you're doing all of that. So you just want to make sure if you're selling onesies and twosies at a time, like one shirt or maybe two shirts or a hat and a shirt, just understand what kind of workload that is if you're going really deep into the merch. If you go not with a third party that's going to create and fulfill shipment for you, which again, I think you should definitely test. I would do just that. I would do a test run. So start with just t-shirts and see what that feels like to go through that process. Because a lot of people might be wanting to do a full collection and say, oh, I have 1 million subscribers and you know I can push it to them, and you're looking at the profit margin, but I just want you to look at the work that's going to be involved. And if you're not going to do the work, then you're either paying someone or it's someone on your team who's taking time out of SEOing your video or, you know, any other things that's promoting of your videos. And the main thing that got you to 1 million subscribers. Now, clothing brand mentor, right? I mean, designer for over 20 years now, okay? Of course, I love fashion and I love the sell of it, but the thing my channel's been dedicated to recently is the changes in buying patterns and how people are buying and selling in mass quantity of product, and it's crazy right now. So again, let me hit a total button. You want to begin with testing. Don't go fully deep into it. And if you do go deep into it, you want to do like collections and that sort of thing. Make sure that you have a logistical map or plan of the way you're going to achieve all of that, because storing everything, shipping everything, and trying to compete with Amazon to get it out in hours from when they click buy is a very daunting thing. There's been things in the news of influencers selling things and not fulfilling all the way through. So that's something to be mindful of. You always want to keep your audience first. Okay? There's a lot in this video. Hope that helps. I just want to give you guys some visibility if you're an influencer that's looking to do merch. A big part of my work is working with influencers that are creating their merch programs. So of course you can hit me up, but anybody that's starting online, of course, you know that you can email me and follow me on social media when you get a chance. If you guys have questions, drop them down below. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.